Hi everyone, and good morning from Colorado. Today we're here at something neat, the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, which I've heard is pretty good.
Yeah.
We've never been here before, so excited to check it out.
I did whenever I was little, tiny, kid, but I don't remember it much.
Yes, and that's my wonderful girlfriend Molly. I go by the legend, and let's check out the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. These giraffe statues here welcome us to the Africa section of the zoo. So while I was distracted by the giraffes off in the distance, I heard a rustling, and right below me was an okapi.
Which is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it looks like it's having lunch. You can feed them for $5, and they're get right up and close. I always like exhibits like this where you can seriously see giraffes eye to eye. And there are so many of them.
Yeah.
Really scary.
A couple more giraffes over here, including a smaller one. Next animal up is a pair of Red River hogs. I also really like the design of this Africa section of the zoo because the giraffe enclosure is over there. Behind the giraffes, there's a pair of birds of prey hanging out. So it's a very multi-leveled enclosure.
Look at that one.
Oh, look at him trotting on over.
Oh, there we go.
One of my favorites there, the African crested porcupine. Look at his little face. One is a very, very tall giraffe. The meerkats are over here. Love how there's always one standing lookout. You can see a couple more crawling around.
Me too.
The zoo has a really cool enclosure for the African lion, but he is all the way at the top of the rocks there. Love the enclosure here for the colobus monkeys and the rock hyrax. It's on multiple levels, but you can also walk up the stairs to get viewing points at a lot of various spots. Here's the upper view of those colobus monkeys. Here's a lookout over the African area with all the giraffes, and also just showing how high up the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, it definitely lives up to the name, as you're way up here in the mountains. There is a second meerkat enclosure, and this one has two little baby meerkats in it. Look at them.
Is he the one standing hot dog?
Oh, I think Mom's got to go break up the fight. Oh, that's really cute. The enclosure here for the black rhinoceros is really nice. You can see him all the way at the back.
All the way in the back.
Something that's really cool the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo does is they have rhino snack time daily. So for $10 you get to feed a rhinoceros. Now I go to a lot of zoos, this is not an animal you get to feed very often, and if you do, it's definitely not for $10. We have lunch reservations back in Denver, so we can't be here that late, but that's a really, really neat experience, I'm sure. The keepers are currently putting out treats for the elephants, so they'll probably be out shortly. But man, some of the views from this zoo are spectacular. Seems like a pretty good spot to take in a scenic view of the Colorado Springs area. We're now inside of the elephant barn. These guys are getting ready to go out for the day. Pretty good sized elephant barn.
Did you need
While in the elephant barn, looks like we did catch the end of a feeding and training session. Some pretty cool timing as well. We got to see him open the giant door and let the elephants out for the day. I believe that one elephant now has an enrichment toy on his trunk. Yes. That is what's happening there. Heading into the Australia walkabout. Oh, this is a treat. There's a wallaby along with a baby wallaby.
He's so little.
There's a second mom and baby pair. Oh my goodness. It's so tiny.
Oh,
Mama's name is.
One last view of the little Joey in the pouch. Currently in the Buzzy aviary, where you can feed these colorful birds for $1. I believe it's one of the first of these aviary types I've seen where the birds have indoor and outdoor access. Indoor seems much more popular today, but there are a couple outside. I do find enclosures like this really fun. The wallabies, if they want to, they'll like it just walk right on up to you. Of course, you can't have an Australia section without the emu.
Emus are. They look evil. They always look evil.
That's
Right here.
Emu Hater Molly coming at you with all the hot info. Well, Molly, we came all the way across the country to see the same animals we have at home.
Yep.
The American alligator.
All over.
These guys look like they're probably 5 to 6 years old.
The other day, driving back from the cruise ship, we saw one on the side of the highway.
Yeah, that's not normally where we find them.
Nope.
Cool spot here for the Australian shell duck. Looks like it's having a nap. That is the tree kangaroo. With that breeze up there, you can see a peacock, which I believe just has free roam here at the zoo. Cool sign here for the Water's Edge Africa. Well, this area is off to a good start, as it has my favorite animal in the whole wide world, the penguin. They've got African penguins, so they're warm weather penguins. They've got a really nice outside enclosure. Today they are all inside. I love these little guys. They're guinea pigs. Of course, you could have them as pets, but I don't have one as a pet, so I'm very excited to see them. Very neat enclosure here. On the island is going to be some ring-tailed lemurs, and this big lagoon here is for a hippopotamus. Now, the trainers are in there right now doing some work on the enclosure, so at this point, no hippopotamuses are in there. Good news, you can see the hippopotamus inside. Yep, there it is.
Yep. Here it is.
Oh, and there's one much closer.
We thought we'd do.
I do like that they just have a turtle with their Dawson right there, just hanging out.
And his name is Timmy.
Timmy the turtle. Currently in an area known as the loft, which is home to a lot of smaller animals. A really cool section of the loft area. I saw the sign for the sloth, and I looked up here and I didn't find him. Well, I had to turn around because he could climb all over the loft. Today, enjoying the heat lamp. But yeah, it could go all the way. It's such a neat idea. The sloth has moved into an even cooler pose. Into the Asian highlands. Here you can see the zoo's Amur tiger, who is posing wonderfully for us. I always think it's fun when you see the big cats doing activities you would see a normal house cat do. So you can see Chewy, who is the name of their Amur tiger, just grooming himself. Pacing back and forth there is a beautiful leopard. I think they're one of the prettiest animals. And that is a very, very cool looking leopard. Here's a little bit of a different view of the Amur leopard. Oh, look at that. It is two big old grizzly bears wrestling around. Those are very big, very strong animals. Here's a better look at the grizzly bears. They are such an awesome animal.
Slowly walk backward. They don't notice you. Like, yeah.
Very appropriate to see on top of the mountain here, some mountain goats.
And a squirrel.
Oh my goodness! Look at the baby mountain goats. They're so tiny and fluffy. Oh my, look, the cuteness level. It's way too high. Oh man.
There comes that squirrel again.
Now I believe these guys were born within the last month or so. Quick update on these guys. They're 6 days old. and pure, unfiltered adorableness. Oh my. One of my favorite animals to see at the zoo, these are the river otters, and they are running around.
But what if like three of them? There's three. That one's on the line.
They are very quick too, very quick little fellas. Oh, and they go under the water. This fuzzy creature is the Canadian lynx. Unfortunately, my camera's not going to focus on it. The mountain lion is sleeping oh so peacefully. A really cool enclosure. It's a slanted glass roof. Oh, and there's two mountain lions over here. They're also sleeping, but they're cuddling. Ah, this is one I really like. The North American porcupine.
So
These
cute.
are the fuzzy porcupines. And he's standing up and doing little twirls. Cool enclosure here. A whole bunch of stuff for the porcupine to climb on. That, my friends, is a very large moose. The Mountain Zoo does a really good job of saying when their feedings or their enrichment kind of talks are. And they're just, some are every day, some are different days. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I'm heartbroken. We missed the guinea pig parade. A really big enclosure here for the Mexican wolf, who has been jumping in and out of view.
Straight up. And then you'll see him.
That was fun.
That was yeah, you ran fast.
There is a petting zoo for goats. Oh, there's goats all the way up there on the pathways. It's an enclosure for the adorable American beaver. And you can look inside the lodge. It's a little fogged up, but you can see two beavers right there. Primate world. Awesome pose here from the golden lion tamarin, sticking his head out of the box.
He's so cute. Just watching people come in.
The gorillas are inside at the moment. See them all hanging out. The big guy.
On a semi-regular basis, you know, like, we're creative people. So we call it a training game, but we're training them. You're gonna get a really fun snack for that, and that is their favorite thing. I would come back for cookies every time. Honestly, I wish somebody would train me to get shots as well as we train our animals to get shots. But these guys will voluntarily participate in all of this. Good. So they have the opportunity to leave at any point if they don't want to play with their shelves or on the ground. But that's really just because they don't have any predators here. They don't have any reason to be scared of the ground. So they do hang out on the ground for us.
The gorillas are all inside, but man, they have a whole mountain of which to roam if they go outside. Up next, heading into this building, which looks like birds and reptiles. This building is on the smaller side. Lots of small enclosures for, looks like mostly reptiles. You can see the chuckwalla. A very interesting enclosure here for the Burmese python. Kudos to the staff at the zoo. Mr. Slithers is a fantastic name for a snake. There's a cool enclosure for the sloth, but it's not going to be the easiest one to see. This is the reptile vacation area. I guess they do some different themes, and today a box turtle is destroying Egypt. This is wonderful. Unfortunately, something I don't think we're going to have time for at the zoo today. They have a really cool chairlift that takes you up to the Shrine of the Sun. And I believe it's a free chairlift. It looks pretty cool. Man, if you're going to eat at the zoo, two awesome options. There's a barbecue restaurant and pizza with a view, and both, I mean, look at that view you get. Holy cow. The zoo has a quarters for conservation program. So every guest, when they come in and they pay their admission, you get a couple of tokens, and you get to pick which animal you want your funds to go to. I feel like Molly will probably go tigers.
Tigers.
Always just good to see a zoo improving and getting better. Here at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, they're improving their grizzly bear habitat. Unfortunately, when you come to the zoo, you can't see every animal. And today I'm missing out on a cool one. I can't find the mountain tapir. on a bit of a time crunch today, so when I normally do these zoo videos, if something like this happens, I would just come back in an hour or two, but I've got to hit the road. Sorry, Mountain Taper. And there we go. That'll do it for our time at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. I was surprised. That place was really cool.
It was. I love how it was built on the mountain. It is a lot of walking uphill and then downhill, though.
Yeah, I feel like if you have mobility issues, it's probably not the zoo for you.
Yeah.
But I had a blast. I had a really good time. I was surprised. It felt very, very modern.
Yes.
Like there was no enclosures you really walk past and you're like, oh, that feels pretty dated. Having them all on the hillside made the enclosures also a little bit more interesting. Molly, I think I probably know the answer, but did you have a favorite animal?
The baby mountain sheep.
Yeah, the little baby mountain goats, they were so cute.
So good. Or goats, yes, they were goats.
They were adorable. I also really, really liked the sloth.
Yeah, the fact that the sloth was so close to.
And moving too, and up and moving.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And I really liked seeing the 2 baby wallabies in the pouches. That was super cute as well. So I had a really good time at this zoo. If you got any questions about it, let me know in the comment section below. And thank you very much for watching.